Hello and welcome to Rising Strings Academy. I'm Kalina Yankova, a violinist, educator, and entrepreneur, and this is my educational platform where I share insights, techniques, and nuances about violin playing. Before we dive deep into today's topic, I want to ask you a quick question. Have you ever found yourself repeatedly stuck in your musical practice, feeling as if you are just not moving forward? You're not alone. Today, I'm going to dive deep into why this happens and give you detailed and actionable strategies to help you overcome these barriers and get back on track. By the end of this video, you will be ready to make noticeable progress right away. The first step is to recognize precisely what's holding you back. Are you unsure of your goals? Do you feel overwhelmed by the size of complexity of your tasks? Perhaps it's lack of clarity, discipline, or motivation? Let's tackle this right away. Grab a pen and paper and clearly define your goal in specific terms. I want to master vibrato, or I want to perform this challenging concerto, or anything else. Now list every barrier you currently face. Is it a technical skill, confidence, or a practice habits? Try to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Large, intimidating goals can halt progress entirely. Breaking them into smaller tasks is much easier. Write down smaller, achievable actions to reach your primary goal. Set clear and achievable milestones, such as daily or weekly targets. For example, if your goal is to play with good intonation, your small task could include daily exercise like slow scales with accompaniment, playing intervals to train your ear, or practicing short melodic passages slowly and tuning carefully against open strings. Regular focus practice is far more effective in the long run. From personal experience, I always wanted to learn to play jazz. But for me, that goal felt enormous and intimidating. So I never acted on it, knowing it would take years, and frankly, I was terrified. However, during COVID, I discovered an online course that was perfect for me, and I decided to finally start. The lessons were very well structured, and I received detailed PDFs with jazz scales. My teacher, Christian House, instructed me to begin with just one scale at a time, for example, the blues scale, and practice it consistently for several weeks or even months until I truly internalize it. After mastering one scale or a couple of blues scales, I could confidently move on to another, such as melodic minor scale or bebop scale, or anything that I got on my PDF. Ever since then, I have been consistently practicing jazz scales and licks and feeling great about making small, consistent progress each day. How do we implement consistent action? One major reason musicians stall is inconsistency. Schedule daily or weekly practice session in your calendar. Focus on crossing off one small, clear task each session. Every time you mark something complete, you build momentum and confidence. Personally, a consistent daily practice on one technique like fourth finger strength exercise significantly boosted my overall skill and morale. Even as an adult or experienced musician, you can still significantly improve or strengthen your technique through consistent and focused practice. I recently came across a fascinating study shared by Noa Kageyama about the basketball free throw shooters. Researchers in 2001 observed significant difference in practice habits between the best performers and the worst performers. two key differences stood out. The best shooters set specific, focused goals for each attempt, such as make 10 out of 10 shots, or keep your elbows in. Meanwhile, the less successful shooters set vague goals like use good form. When missing shots, the best shooters identify clear technical adjustment like I didn't bend my knees or something else technical. Conversely, the worst performers blame general factors like rhythm or focus, providing little guidance for improvement. Interestingly, both groups had the same technical knowledge. The difference was not in what they knew, but in how they applied that knowledge. The most successful athletes actively used what they knew to strategize and focus each practice session, while the least successful one did not. This is a powerful lesson for us as musicians too. It's not just about what you learned, it's about how you intentionally apply it in your practice. Do you stop and reflect when things go wrong? Do you analyze the specific of your mistakes and make targeted adjustment? Or do you just brush it off vaguely and jump into another repetition without real clarity? Next time you're practicing a difficult passage, approach it with curiosity. Try setting a specific micro goal for each attempt. And if it doesn't go well, put on your detective hat and ask, what exactly needs adjusting? Was it your bow speed, left hand placement, finger pressure? This habit of constructive self-talk, of being inclusive rather than self-critical, can dramatically shift the quality of your practice and how much progress you retain. Have you asked yourself, why does it always sound better at home? Another big challenge is transferring what you practice into a performance setting. Noa Kageyama points out that this frustrating experience often comes from the kind of habits we form during practice. We tend to favor repetition and immediate improvement, which feels good in the moment but doesn't always translate to long-term retention or stage reliability. We also chase the wrong kind of consistency. In practice, we repeat until it feels right, but we rarely prepare for the variability and pressure of performance. So next time, instead of just repeating until it sounds good, vary your practice. Play that passage under different tempos, different emotions, environments. Even intentionally introduce small distractions. Play in front of your family, friends. Build resilience, not just polish the music you're playing. And don't let a rough performance convince you that you are not good enough. That's simply not true. What matters more is how you train. Train for adaptability, not perfection. Remember, taking action is more valuable than waiting for perfection. View initial efforts as drafts or experiments. Share your progress, discuss challenges with peers or teachers, and adjust your strategies accordingly. Mistakes are not setbacks, they're essential guides. When I started learning to improvise in jazz, my early attempts felt completely chaotic and disconnected. But by allowing myself to experiment, make errors, and learn from them without judgment, I gradually developed fluency, creativity, and more confidence. The most significant barrier to action is fear. Fear of failing, criticism, or feeling inadequate. Realize that failure provides a critical feedback. It removes uncertainty and helps clarify your next steps. Share your fears and doubts openly. Discussing these feelings with a teacher or mentor or fellow musicians can also offer perspective and reassurance. When I hesitated to perform publicly due to a fear, finally taking action taught me invaluable lesson and freed me from constant self-doubt. Facing your fears and doubts doesn't eliminate them overnight, but every small action you take weakens their hold over you. Confidence is built through repeated experience, by proving to yourself that you can face challenges and grow stronger each time. Commit to yourself, build long-term momentum. Once you begin pushing through fear, it's crucial to maintain that momentum by committing to yourself consistently. Commitment is not a grand, one-time decision, it's the sum of small daily promises you keep. Choose one immediate small step to commit to today. Regularly review and adjust your goals and methods to stay engaged and motivated. When you honor your commitments to yourself, you strengthen your sense of trust and resilience. It's like building a needed foundation that no amount of external judgment can shake. Over time, these small acts of loyalty to yourself snowball into powerful progress. They create not just better musicianship, but a deeper belief in your own potential. Stay focused, stay kind to yourself, and stay committed, because real lasting growth isn't just about technique, it's about who you become through the process. Commitment to yourself reinforces discipline and confidence. As we wrap up today, I want to remind you, progress isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and built on one step at a time. Choose one small action you can take today, something that feels clear, manageable, and honest to where you are right now. Write it down, honor it. Trust that every small step is bringing you closer to the musician and the person you aspire to be. I would love to hear about your goals and the steps you are taking, so please feel free to share them in the comments. And let's celebrate the process together. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Stay curious, stay patient, and most of all, keep making music from the heart. See you next time.